Hello, everybody. We're getting started here real soon.
Heyo.
Let me
I mean,
get everything going. Actually,
even if the cruise is nothing but me like sitting down on some like lounge chair with drinks for.
Have you ever been?
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you been deep sea?
Deep sea?
No.
What? Just to the deep sea?
Like a open ocean. My bad.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't. Closest is I went from.
It's not fun. I didn't like it. Well,
Oh,
I
really?
was 10 when I did that.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you
I
do?
went fishing with my dad, and we
Okay.
kept going, and like he's like, we're in the ocean in this boat. I was like, not cool. It wasn't fun at all. Not a good moment in my life.
I was on like a relatively biggish ship to go from fucking shit. What's that country? That's by England. Wales, from Wales to Ireland. So that was, like 8 hours in open water for a while, but not like the ocean.
Sure.
What ocean is that? The Arctic? No, I guess it's more of a channel at that point.
What's the question?
Would you consider that the Atlantic Ocean?
What?
I think
where,
so.
UK is?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, but like, what's in the Arctic Ocean? Is it just? It's not like that far from the Arctic Ocean. It's not ridiculous.
It actually is super.
Ridiculous.
It's super. It's like really high up there, and the only reason people can live there is
Yeah.
because of the jet streams. So when the jet streams get fucked up by global warming, the place is going to be
They're
a
all gonna
wasteland.
die. They're gonna
Yeah.
freeze
Cool.
dead.
Yeah. All right. Why am
I mean, it would
I
be cool
gigantic?
if it happened before, because that's what allows the British Empire to be an empire.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened like 500
Whoop.
years ago, it would be pretty fucking cool for
That's
everybody
the wrong
else
thing.
around the world.
Okay, yeah. Like, look, this thing is pretty close to the Arctic Ocean. In my defense, it wasn't a ridiculous question. When I look at this map
Hey,
now,
wait a
it's
second.
basically
I
in
need
the
to look at
middle.
the
Basically in the middle.
You realize how big the fucking world is, isn't it? Like,
I-
have you?
I
do
a
you
lot of times
understand
don't.
Planet Earth.
I don't.
Yes, I do. That's why I'm looking at a map right now.
It's not that close, homie.
What are you talking about?
The Atlantic Ocean, whatever you. What do you mean?
The
All right,
Arctic
map
Ocean.
of the world.
Arctic Ocean.
Look at this map. Look at this
In
map.
regards to what? In regards to what?
The
What's
UK.
The UK.
I know the UK's in the Atlantic Ocean, but it's not like so far away from the Arctic Ocean that it was the most ridiculous question in the world.
Okay.
See, you see it
Doesn't
now.
have the Arctic
Yeah,
Ocean.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yes, it does. It's up there in the north.
I guess.
Oh, the one I'm looking at. Did you like link us?
Yeah, I
to
linked
or-
one. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see this. It's loading.
Speaking of loading, let me get the
Geology.com.
YouTube going.
It depends on where their borderline is, because that indicator is pretty far away.
Bro,
What are you talking about? Look at the words Atlantic Ocean. Look at the words Arctic Ocean. Like, yes. And then the UK
bro,
is
you're-
like in between them a bit. Definitely on the side of the Atlantic Ocean. I agree. It's not some ridiculous thing.
but you're like-
Okay, hang on.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna link this
It's
in live
like-
chat.
yeah,
Okay, so like UK is
Literally
kind of right,
finished.
not
Drop it.
that far away from Greenland, right? And Iceland.
Yes.
And those are definitely
Yeah.
kind of getting up there. So I don't
It's
know.
very close to Iceland, and Iceland is definitely pretty close.
Again, it depends on where the boundary
It's
is,
not
because the
July
UK
also.
and the Arctic Ocean, like, it's more than it's
Yes,
like
I
a
agree.
Canada
I don't know
away.
where I don't know where the boundary is either. That's why I say if you just look at the map, like I don't know. If somebody said actually it's in the Arctic Ocean, I wouldn't have been like that's ridiculous.
So me, as an idiot who knows nothing about geography, I was always terrible at it. I don't know, if someone said the Arctic Ocean, I would think that's pretty far up there, isn't it? I don't know.
No. This is just you guys
No.
being like everything Mike says is ridiculous and stupid. No, not going. No,
That might say it's pretty fucking ridiculous. Ain't gonna lie.
it's not that ridiculous.
I just wish you would go away, like out to the ocean yourself. That's what I
Yeah,
would.
I will.
Do we need a cruise? What are you going on
Pretty
vacation
fucking
for?
far away. Look at my second map.
All right, last of the Nintendogs. There's that.
Yeah, this map's exactly like the last one. In fact, this map makes it look. Oh god, whatever. This map is not any different.
All right, let's settle this. All right, ChatGPT.
Oh,
Is
Okay.
UK close to the Arctic Ocean?
Yes. Finally, a good use for AI.
It's probably gonna say yes because it.
Yeah, because it is.
Well, doesn't AI usually just like affirm the things that you put in?
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
the whole Africa country with a K thing.
The United Kingdom is not particularly close to the Arctic Ocean.
All right, hey, we gotta start the show. We're running late. Come on.
You're right.
everybody.
All right. There's that.
Give me music.
Yeah, let me test the music. Oh, hang on. I knew I was forgetting
Oh
something.
man.
Okay, my tweet is gonna be fuck the Arctic Ocean.
Oh man.
You guys don't hear that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Damn it, AI. It's not it's condescending to the answer.
It's like, oh, honey, I know you want it to be close. But it says it does experience some influence from the Arctic region, but so does like Kansas. So
Yeah, so that's not helping. I need to Bing AI.
all right, let's see here. Yeah, Bing AI, that'll be on your side.
Yeah.
Being good. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Being a bro.
Might
All
skip
right,
by
Grug-
his Fahrenheit AI tonight.
Greg's got a super chat we'll get to in a second, but I would say I think I would legit do worse than either Dan or Mike on that. I think I would be very bad at that sort of thing.
I ask, please tell me that UK is closer to the Arctic Ocean.
All right. Oh, let me
That's
fix
the problem.
that. Okay, that's good. You guys should hear this now.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering
Yes.
now.
All right, let me tweet and then we'll get
100%.
started.
Yum yum. Yum 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 yum. I'm ready. My body's ready. I uploaded Columbus to the YouTube today
Hey.
because I forgot.
Yeah, I guess that next episode might be
in a row.
Oh, nice.
Mike, you spelled Arctic wrong.
No, for crying out loud, look, I was in anger, okay? Of course, I was clear-minded.
Is it with two C's or not? Because I did two C's and I was like, not sure.
Arctic.
Okay.
Arctic. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So,
Oh, hey, no one liked that yet. I'll just
Fuck
leave
is this?
that.
I had to retweet this.
Uh-huh.
I had no other choice but to retweet this. This should show up on my TL.
maybe you're shadow banned. I've seen people be like, I'm shadow banned. You should like the tweet if you could see it. I'm like, what makes people think they're shadow banned?
If they post porn, I get your
I
shit.
do
Oh,
tell
okay,
people.
sure.
Yeah. I do wish death in a lot of people, so.
There you go. I'll do it too.
It's true.
Okay. I think we're ready. I feel like I'm forgetting something still,
ready.
but I think we're ready. Mike, you good to go?
Can I answer one work email real quick before I forget?
Definitely, absolutely. Maybe we should all answer a work email. Let's go. All right, let's see
If
here.
I don't do this now and I don't do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't answer my work email until tomorrow.
Thanks, I'll be there.
Oh, it's Halloween today, isn't it?
It sure is.
Wow,
Happy Halloween.
I did actually just answer
Ooh.
a work email.
Spooky.
There we
Yeah,
go.
spooky episode. Mike's wearing his very spooky shirt. I appreciate that.
Spooky episode.
Here, I'll go get in costume.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, you know what? I don't know.
Okay, what the hell is he coming back with? That's what I want. Oh, he's doing the easy
Yep.
one. He's doing the easy way out.
Wow.
Or wait, no, he's setting it
maybe
aside.
He could be doing like a. Oh,
Oh, this
He
is
does
the cop out. This is the
executioner, yeah.
cop out. This is
it's bad. The executioner is back, everybody.
Oh, it's fine. I've got a ghost
nice
dog
of
on
you.
my shirt, so I'm already good.
But like the vest was right there, you know. He could have
like
just
it.
put it on.
I like it.
I don't want to cannibalize the content.
Hello
bro.
there. All right.
Dark Rubius or
All right, so we're ready for real.
Okay. Then we're starting in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now. Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Boo! Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a very scary Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog. Woof woof.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Happy Halloween, everybody! Today, you get a screen. You get a screen. Super Smash Brothers is too big to be.
You okay, Mike?
No more twitching. No more twitching on your Nintendo Switching. I'm delirious.
That's bitching.
I'm delirious. I have a lot of like post-trip anxiety. I always do.
Pre-trip.
Post-vacation anxiety.
Pre.
Yeah. What?
Pre. You're saying post as if you've already gone, and you just kept saying it, even though I kept saying pre.
What are you screaming
I'm
at
saying
me?
the correct prefix.
You're right. You're right. Okay, look. All
No,
right.
hey. Well,
Cut me some slack.
no, I get it. You clearly need this.
Oh God, I do. I am awful. Like before traveling. Once I'm traveling, like, even in the airport, it's fine because it's like, all right, well now I do this, then I do that, then I do like whatever. And when I'm on vacation, I can vacation better than anybody.
Sure.
Once I'm on a vacation,
You're in the top
good.
tier, top percentage of vacationers for sure.
I hate getting ready for a trip or a vacation or anything like that, especially like the day or so before. It drives me crazy, but that's okay. We're getting there. Still been keeping busy, still making that sweet content, baby. Didn't I already podcast with this asshole for 3 hours earlier today? He's back again. That's all right. He's in my house, apparently. How's it going, Jeff? How are you doing, Jeff? Fun trick-or-treating?
Yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed trick-or-treating. I would recommend it. Everyone should give it a shot. It was cool to get set up. I did that as soon as the podcast was over. Basically, I ran upstairs and got all the stuff out to like put out front because we set up like a table and we had some skeletons sitting there. I posted a Twitter of it, a picture of it on Twitter, and so like people can run up, and I had the Pokemon cards and all that stuff, and it was fun. And then there was a bunch of extra decorations all around right by my address, and I didn't post that. Then we go out, we just go door to door, and we just go on our street. Our street's pretty long. It's not like some maze of a subdivision.
It is a long street. It's just like the one street, but it's a long street. That's all you need.
It's not me this time. Yes, and so it's the kind of thing where I'm like, okay, we are going to be able to do this from 6 to 7:30, and it's and by the time we like either get cold or by the time it's over, we will have hit most of the street, and they're little girls, so they're going to go home, and that's basically how it went. And then we had a really good time. The kids got a lot of candy. Emmy definitely had one or two moments where she was like taking way too much, and then I said stop, and then she just kept going, so she got in a little trouble for that. But yeah, we're learning. I don't know. It was fun. I had a really good time.
Yeah. I went out with nephews and nieces, and it was also fun. It's funny because like I forget, like little kids, they actually do get over it after a while, because like my memory only goes back to, oh, I'm gonna trick or treat as much as I can, because you just want more candy.
Yes,
like these kids were definitely at a point like, okay, clearly we have enough candy. Can we go home now? We're tired and cold.
Slices. Addie got over it not like after like an hour and 10 minutes. She was done. And she went home.
Long. That's more than enough.
Yeah, more than enough. I completely agree. We are going to hit every house on this street. I'm like, okay, listen, I'll ride or die, kid. I'm here with you. Let's go. And then I'm like, if it starts to rain, we're going home. And it started to fucking snow.
Yeah, it's snowing here. It's snowing here. It's nice.
I'm fine. I don't get that cold. But what happens now is the cold hurts me by association. I'm looking at this 40-pound 6-year-old. I'm like, you have got to be dying. There's no way you're not dying right now. And she's like, no, I'm good. But she's like squeaking it out. I'm like, oh, she's lying. She's lying so much, but she's determined. And so I'm like, okay, we keep going. And eventually I'm like, hey, we are walking.
Determination.
We passed the house, and now we're going the other direction. Now every house we go to, we're getting further away again. And it's getting colder, and it's getting darker. And I'm like explaining this all to her. She's like, yeah, but there's a house with lights on down there. I'm like, okay. And then it did start to snow, so I had to throw her up on the shoulders, and we kind of ran home. So we made it, though. It was not bad.
I do like, because I am someone who's like, right after Halloween, I'm like, Christmas. So the fact that it's snowing this night, I'm like, yeah. Let's go. God, I saw what you did there with that Arctic
That's
Ocean
not me.
thing.
That's Christian has the power to do this.
I know it's not you. I know who it is. Okay. Just
Why are our mods such bullies?
I don't know. Look, I have one more question for you, then we'll move on to the actual podcast here.
Sure.
But do you like have to restrain how much candy the kids eat
Yes.
the night of?
Yeah.
See, 'cause no one did that to me.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
ate whatever the hell. And I don't remember. Like,
It was
like
the
I felt
80s, though. They didn't do a
fine.
lot of shit. Honestly,
No.
I try to remember. I don't think my parents made me brush my teeth very often as a kid,
Oh,
a
wow.
little kid. And I'm like, they must have. And then I remember, like, one of my first traumatic memories is going to a dentist to have a child tooth taken out because it was so bad. And I was like, after that, they definitely had me brush my teeth because that was expensive, I bet. Yeah. So I'm like, it was the 80s. Like, yeah, eat all the fucking candy you want. Who cares? So these teeth are gonna fall out anyhow. But yes, no, these kids will absolutely go fucking buck wild if they
they'll
have
just
too
eat
much
till they
candy.
die.
Yeah, they'll eat till they die, and then they will
Just
stab you in the
stop.
night because they can't sleep and they've gone insane. Like they will go crazy.
All right. Let's get going here. Hey, thanks for watching Last Nintendogs, everybody. If you are watching live, please hit that thumbs up button. You can send us a super chat. We will read those on air. I'll see a few of them already. Thank you all so much. You've all been very generous with those lately. Appreciate it. Jeff, before we really get into this Nintendo stuff, I can't really work Bungie into Nintendo in any meaningful way. But boy, what the fuck is happening there? The story seems to be getting wilder as the day is going. Like maybe about 100 layoffs at Bungie, somehow missing their revenue goal by 45%. Like, what is going on there? We've been talking before how live service has been having these cracks in it. Somehow I didn't think that Destiny 2 would suddenly be in this bad shape and have consequences. Consequences sounds like, it had to happen. I don't think this had to happen, but this outcome, these layoffs, this is wild.
Yeah, it's like I'm reeling from it still. It's hard to parse. It's hard to understand exactly how it could have gotten so bad. I think a lot of it does come down to, hey, that game is in a weird spot, and some of it's like a bad weird in a lot of ways. And everyone working on the game is aware of it. They know that they knew it was in that situation, but they're like, hey, Sony just acquired us. We're not going to have layoffs. We got that Sony money. Oh boy, that's not how it went down. I know the reporting is saying this was Pete Parsons' call. I would assume it's his call because there was no alternative. It's not like some money tree was going to be shaking above him.
Right.
Like he had to watch his own budget, and he's like, his budget is his budget. And so, yeah, I still think that they probably could have found a way to like get through this without such drastic layoffs. I think that's almost always there's an option other than this, but a lot of people are cutting jobs. So I feel like these companies try to do that when they feel like they can get away with it. Bungie feels like one where it's like, I don't know how you should. I don't think you should be getting away with this one. A lot of companies can be like, hey, it's rough times, and we're going to move on. This feels a little bit more like a mortal wound. Maybe not a certain death sort of mortal wound, but like it's going to leave a mark on Bungie.
Yeah,
especially when you consider for a while, especially when you consider the way that like the vesting of stock was going to work and laying people off the day before the end of the month, so they lost all their health care the next day, and right at the end of the year, so people are going to be having a shitty Christmas. It's just like three strikes in one is what it really feels like.
Yeah. I agree that you would imagine this would be bad. I mean, if part of the problem is bad player sentiment, this is not going to help that.
No, probably not.
But, I mean, Blizzard had what seemed like a real mortal wound, right? And now they're basically fine. Basically just kind of right back at least where they were before all that bullshit. They'll
probably bounce back from this, but boy, I don't know. I guess a lot of it will come down to how good is that next expansion. And if that next expansion is bad too, eventually they will pull the plug on, or rip the cord out and say, hey, we are making Destiny 3, and eventually they'll do that. And things will
that's real expensive and hard. And Destiny 1 and 2, when both those games launched, it was rough. And when you launched Destiny 3, that's also going to be rough.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's years away, right? I mean, because there's no way that they're like working on it in any meaningful way already. They still have to get that next expansion out and Marathon. So We're talking 2027, 2028 at the earliest.
Yeah, apparently the new expansion, the final shape, this is the next one, got delayed.
Yeah, so it got
apparently,
delayed till next year, and then Marathon got
Yes.
delayed to 2025.
for
Yes.
25. Yeah, it was going to come out. Well, it still says it's coming out on February.
Yeah,
But,
but
you
because
know.
I don't think they've like really fully publicly disclosed these.
No, that
Moving
is
of
not
dates.
like something that they've said. That's all been via reporting. We'll see. That's a mess. But anyways, let's get.
It does make
Go
me
ahead.
wonder. Like, hey, what's like, what is the sentiment at Sony overall? And I it's hard to figure that out as well. But hey, we'll see. We'll see how things go, especially as they get through this holiday season. And if PlayStation does really well, you would imagine that the things should settle down. But if they keep having layoffs, it's like, man, that's really weird. Based on you having some of the most successful consoles ever made.
You do just wish like Sony could just be a bit more Nintendo-esque in terms of that cadence of games. And I know there's a difference because Sony games have to be the biggest, most expensive
$250 million,
things ever,
yeah.
right? Like they can't make something like a Mario Wonder. And obviously, there's still a lot of pizzazz in a Mario Wonder. No way a Mario Wonder was as expensive to make as a Spider-Man 2.
Not even close. Yes.
Not even close.
Yep.
And it's like, that's kind of the problem, though. Like, why can't, like, Sony needs to maybe find a way to make it acceptable to have, like, these quote-unquote smaller scale games, but still have them be, like, full price, exciting things to people that can get, like, really high review scores and make people really happy. I don't know how all of a sudden you do that, and maybe this is just the path they're on now, because for so long, Sony has meant, like, open world or incredibly, like, you know, event-based, set-piece based, highest quality AAA thing possible. You know, there's some things that they've done, like things like the Returnal, right? Maybe we need more Returnals, to be honest.
I completely agree. I think Helldivers is something Rare Monkey is mentioning in chat, where like, yeah, stuff like that, where it doesn't have to be $200 million. But I at this point, that doesn't move the needle for that audience. They've been taught the lesson by Sony that the real games are the $200 million blockbusters. Those are the ones you really like and really care about, and that audience agrees with that, and that's where their expectations are set, and the expectations are not static. They get bigger each time because they've learned that things get bigger and better every time, and that I think it's great that things get bigger and better, but we know that is unsustainable at the rate of growth that the industry is experiencing as it is. So something's going to hit the wall eventually. It feels like we are definitely skidding on those tires right now.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff, let's talk about some of the Nintendo news of the week. This dual screen, tri-screen patent has been showing up all over the place. A Switch-esque device, but the clamshell dual screen thing, but when you close it, a screen on the outside.
Right.
So it could be a DS and a Wii U gamepad all in one, basically. Do you think, one, this is a real product we're ever going to see? And two, do you think this is the Switch 2?
I don't think it's a Switch 2. I don't know if it's going to ever turn into a real product either. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that ends up coming out in the form of some weird Game & Watch successor to these recent Game & Watch games that they've done with the Mario and the Zelda one. Who knows? Maybe they do some DS games and throw that on to a device like this, and then you close it and it still acts as a clock or whatever on the outside.
Or maybe like on the outside is more just like a Game Boy Advance. Like, what if they did just make something that was, here's all of our best DS and 3DS games, and also Game Boy Advance. That would be awesome. I don't know if that's what we're really getting either, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there's a lot of possibilities here. But for when I try to parse out what Nintendo might do with this kind of patent, if it has to turn into a product, I think it's a dedicated toy like Game & Watch thing. And yeah, that could involve some DS and Game Boy Advance games, but beyond that, I don't expect much.
Jeff, we're almost in November.
October flew by. That's upsetting.
Flew by. Do you think we hear about the Switch 2 in this month?
Nah, I think we're past the point where that's going to happen. I mean, maybe they drop something. Maybe they talk about it in some communication to investors, but I think they're prepping to talk about that early next year.
Early next year, not even December.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. They talk about December, but I think it's more likely early next year, first quarter next year. They talk about it, and then not at SGF, but around that time zone, they have here's what everything that's happening.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes, and then later in the year, it actually does come out, and it's like kind of a 6, 7, maybe 8 month marketing cycle.
Jeff, the Twitch app is being taken off of Switch.
What?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this.
There was a Twitch app on Switch.
There was a Twitch app on Switch. Not anymore, I'm afraid.
I think I had it on my Switch for I never used it, but I think I downloaded it, and it was just there for forever.
Yeah, starting November 6th, new users will no longer be able to download the Twitch app on the eShop. Existing users will lose access on January 31st. So, well, there's that.
I bet there are some kids who watched streamers on their Switch or whatever, just like they watched Nickelodeon episodes on Game Boy Advance cartridges or whatever. Yeah, weird. It's weird that there was ever anything on there, because it's like, what do we get in terms of multimedia applications on the Switch? Hulu, from the people that used to be at Factor 5. That's a little tidbit I always remember. It's like the guy that worked at Factor 5.
Right.
I got Hulu working on the Switch. And then that's it. I think there's YouTube. YouTube's on there.
I was about to ask, is there YouTube? It's funny because I still think about Netflix on the Wii a lot. That was actually important. That was a big deal. But yeah. Oh, well.
Kevin in chat just says, I'm dressed as a Jedi and you're dressed as an alpha male.
the laugh of an alpha male. Alpha male?
Alpha male.
An alpha male.
Oh, well, we're both alpha males, to be clear.
We're both alpha males.
That should be our Christmas shirt, is us just as alpha males back to back. I don't know what that looks like, but
imagine that's the next TV show podcast. Alpha males.
Alpha males.
That'd be good. I gotta see if that's a thing. Okay, I gotta do this right now.
Write that down. Write that. TM.
Oh man, there's nothing shows up for alpha males on my Google. Oh man.
Trademark.
Oh, that's good. What do I got next? Another news things here. The Super Smash Bros. Ultimate director Sakurai is skeptical that future titles can match its scope. We've heard him say this thing before. It's come up again on his YouTube. It's kind of this question of, hey, there's everything in Smash Bros. Ultimate. What do you do for the next one? I don't know if I'm going to make it, so what are you going to do? It's an interesting problem, Jeff. I think the only solution, at least to me, is that you really do have to do, if not a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe, a half step above that. You can't do something from scratch again. There's just no way.
Well, you can 10 years from now, I think.
Yeah, but even then, it's gonna be really hard whenever it is hey, here's the Smash Bros. With not as many characters.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna hurt. Even when we don't get all the returning characters, there's always been more characters than in the last one, right?
Yeah, and they're not going to they're not going to be able to do that again, which is why they're not going to do that for a very long time. They're going to do a deluxe, and that's going to be the Smash Brothers on the next system, and it'll launch in the first or second year, and that'll be that. And then on the device after that, in the next in the next decade. They will probably do a reboot at that point of some sort. They might have a remaster or remake of Melee thrown in there at some point. I don't know, but eventually they're gonna have to do something with Smash to carry it forward to the future, and that'll probably have to be a reboot.
Yeah, I guess you say reboot. What do you think? What do you mean by reboot? How different? What's changed?
I mean, not completely drastically different, but pretty different. Hey, listen, you're going to have a long time of this being your Smash Brothers game, to the point where there's going to be kids replacing you to take over the next one.
I guess. I know. I know. Some people are they should make my repulsion. They should make so some people are they should make a 3D arena fighting game. I was like, that's not going to go over
fucking
well.
Stupid. Don't do that.
Know. I get it. We got to do something else at some point. But I just also don't. Just rebooting it. I have no idea. It is so perplexing to me. It's incredibly got Ultimate, but it is kind of funny how Ultimate is maybe a problem for this series now going forward of having to get these licenses again. Like, you know, do you think when they say got Sora and Kingdom Hearts in Smash Ultimate as DLC, do you think just at the time, like, and by the way, Sora's going to be in the next one too, because we're thinking about that, because that's just like 4 years from now. I would hope maybe they'd be, you know, thinking about that, but I don't know. I
mean, I don't know. I don't think they would probably probably not thinking about that. That's tough.
Here's the thing. Like, a new Smash Brothers, by going by old timelines, should not be that far away.
No.
It's usually like a year 2 thing for the new home console.
Yes, exactly. And I think, if anything, it's a year 1, but it'll definitely be by year 2, there will be something Smash related. It's going to be deluxe.
And I don't think it'll be called deluxe, but I agree, like in spirit. But again, I thought that that's just what they would do with Smash Brothers on Switch. I thought it would just be a deluxe of 4, and it wasn't. It was more than that. Yeah, I don't know if they can pull that off again.
But not, yeah. I don't think they should try to do, because I think that's doomed to be disappointing. And I think people are pretty happy with this game, right? This game could have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of legs, right?
Well, hey, we've seen it before where where the community kind of rejects a one Smash Brothers and just plays the older one. It happened with Brawl.
Right.
So that, you know, could just happen. It's going to be very interesting to see what the future of Smash Brothers does, in fact, look like. Just give me Smash Brothers Ultimate with Geno in it. That's all I actually need.
Okay, there you go.
But I don't think I will be that lucky. Okay, let's move on. The last little news story here. We got some new classic games on NSO. On NES, we got the Mysterious Murasame Castle and Devil World. Hey, Devil World is that Miyamoto kind of Pac-Man-esque game with the devil who makes the screen change directions. Never came out in the US. Neither did the other one, actually. Those are pretty neat NES picks. And then Castlevania Legends for Game Boy. I think Legends was actually the one Game Boy game that wasn't on that Castlevania collection we got a bit ago.
Right.
So, hey, why
cool.
not?
Yeah,
nice
why not?
On there. Even though I think from what I understand, Castlevania 2 on Game Boy is like the best Game Boy one, and that is in that collection. But whatever, we'll take it. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm gonna try playing some of these games. I love Miyamoto. I'll try out Devil World, but I'm Murasame Castle. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Is something I've been curious about as well. So I'll at least check out all of these a little bit. But I don't know. Castlevania Legends, I'll probably just kind of dabble in that and not feel the need to play through it.
I'm trying to remember, is this one good? Because again, I know Castlevania 2 on Game Boy is supposed to be good. This one's I got a 4.75 average score from EGM back in the day. Nintendo Life gave it 4 out of 10 stars. Even a 6.4 from Nintendo Power is usually pretty nice on these things. I don't know how good Castlevania Legends is, but hey, why not?
I just kind of want to boot it up and hear the Game Boy music and just get a taste of it, and that'll be fine. And that's totally good for what Nintendo Switch Online is.
Yeah, that's right. Belmont's Revenge is the Game Boy one that is really good, actually.
Speaking of Nintendo Switch Online, my subscription renewed yesterday. So I paid another $50 for that thing. I'm like, hey, all right, that's fine. I use it. I use it enough.
Hey, if you didn't pay that, you're not gonna be able to play 1080 when that finally comes.
Right, exactly. And that's not an option. So
not an option at all. All right, let's take a break. We'll read some super chats, Jeff. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
We're breaking.
Go to the bathroom real quick.
Breaking, brother. Breaking.
Breaking Bad?
All right. Let's go to Google Earth.
But you're not in the Arctic Ocean still?
I just want to say, I never saw for myself, so.
Okay, you go.
Oh my God!
Wait, listen, I'm not here to argue.
Look at this map that he linked in here.
All right,
it's not a lake. It's an Arctic Ocean.
Yeah, let's see, map. Well, okay, there's one that Mike linked. This is a really bad map, though. Okay.
Oh, you're showing your screen, by the way. Oh, let me protect you with Alan Wake.
No, thank you. I think we're good. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where that border is, right? Yeah. Okay, but I suppose thinking about it that way. Well, the Arctic Ocean
he's right.
is all across the top.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of might be actually with Mike on this because if you like look at the Arctic Ocean above Alaska over there, and then you draw a line from the top of Alaska over
distance was,
to the
was
UK.
measured, upside down. Yeah, you're right. You will be very close. You're right. You know what?
Mike, I'm on your side.
Actually, big brain.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, because like if you the map you sent, if you draw a line from the top of Alaska over, and then you draw a line down from UK, it's like just not even the length of Norway. It's like half the length of Norway.
Talking about?
If you're watching at a
That's
fucking,
because this is a bad map. First of all,
those are bad maps.
it's a bad map. It's just a bad map.
map I was looking at?
Hang on. Mike was looking at the same map.
Yeah, no, I know,
Making
but
this
like
argument.
the whole. Okay, so this map, for people that don't know, it's the map that you see everywhere. This map keeps everything on the same longitude and latitude, so they can actually use it for navigation. So
Right.
the latitude, which is the one that lays down. So if you take a latitude line from the top of Alaska, which just north of that would be the Arctic Ocean, and then you draw it straight over, which would work on this map. Like it's just like a little. It's like two or three of those Icelands to get to the Arctic Ocean, if that's where the border is. So I'm with Mike. There it is.
Thank you.
Settled.
I appreciate it.
Never let Jeff or
Anyways.
Mike travel outside the United States. Fair enough. Okay,
Oh,
we can bring this
beautiful. I love
back. We can bring this back, and right
Let's
now we're
do
good to go.
All right, Jeff, we're back. Let's hear from those super chats.
All right, let's get here to Connell Wood, who says not Nintendo, but Bungie CEO can get in the bin. Yeah.
You see that gross quote?
It was just
He's
dumb.
like-
It was a dumb tweet. Did he have a separate quote from the tweet?
Apparently, in like the internal meeting, he said like something to the effect of like the people who are still here are the people who we need to like get
Oh, gross.
Destiny. Yeah, something like that. Like, oh, so you didn't need those other people.
Remember that time that
those were
Pete
the wrong
Parsons was
people.
like, "Hey, these people are lying about Microsoft wanting to acquire us," putting me on blast, and then it came out that Microsoft was definitely
is that
thinking about
guy?
acquiring him. That's him. Yes.
Oh,
Hey, so-
he was lying then.
He was lying. He was a liar, and now he's being a shithead. So hey, have fun,
Yeah.
Pete Parsons. Enjoy your fucking money. L. Grug says Mike better watch Love Boat on the Disney boat. Is that something you think
That'd
you
be
might do?
fun. Maybe I might be a sicko. Like it might be all Disney everything. Like the game I think I'm gonna play on my Switch while I am in Disney and on the boat is Disney Illusion Island. So
Wait, listen,
We'll
that's a
see.
good game though. So yeah,
Yeah, it'd be
you'll enjoy
fun.
that. Gamefire Kerberter says woof woof and is a member for 1 month. Lincoln member. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for joining the team. L. Grug is back. Who would score higher on a geography test, Mike or Dan? Neither would pass, but who would fail the least worst? I think I would do worse than both of you. I really do.
okay, but come on, who do you think would be better, me or Dan?
But that was my diplomatic answer.
I don't want a diplomatic answer.
I think that, listen, it's tough because Dan would know some weird stuff where it's like, oh, he's surprisingly knowledgeable about this. I think he would probably still do worse than you. I think.
I bet like if you like told me and him to like name as many countries in Europe as possible, I would come up with more than him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. When I learned every country in this is a boomer story. When I was able to do every country in Europe, back when like they were teaching me that in the 6th grade or whatever, Yugoslavia was still a place.
Nice.
So I'm kind of screwed
no.
now. Yeah, it's bad. All right, let's see. Let me fix the questions and then get back into it. Dark B Andy says, "Happy Halloween, what is he saying here? Mignolati and Grubb. Well, the M, the G, and the L are capitalized in your name, and I'm not sure how to read that.
MGL. Yeah, I don't know. This one I'm missing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we
I'm so tired.
apologize. Mignolati. And then Chris Kuvas says, as a burned out Destiny fan, F Bungie executives. Yeah, I can see that, and I'm right there with you. Dean8149 says, happy Halloween. If you are entering a KO challenge level in Mario Wonder for the first time, what power-up are you choosing? For the first time, probably Fire Flower. But a lot of times I'm like, oh, this actually would be a lot easier if I had the elephant's like attack trunk or whatever.
I usually start with the elephant, but there are some where bubble is the way to go.
Yeah, Bubble's actually surprisingly effective for a lot of enemies. And Bubble's actually a power up than I am. It's really growing on me now that I'm using it to like navigate and bounce off the bubbles and stuff. Eggman Robotnik, time for another egg fact. Did you know it took and 9 eggs to make my dinner tonight. That's a lot of eggs. Thank you, Eggman Robotnik. I appreciate it. And then Antonioni says the DS split patent would solve the local co-op issues with Wonder. Hey, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cool idea, but there's also some issues with, like, how does the video transfer from one device to another? Does both have hardware in it? Does that double the price of it?
Antioni said he meant to add, is there any other solution / creative things you think the split screen could add to games? Again, I just largely think about porting DS and 3DS stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was that patent of like several Wii U gamepads sitting next to each other and like a map that you could draw across all of them, and they would connect and move around as you moved around the devices. You could do some really weird stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm with Mike. Give me a Link Between Worlds. That's actually all I care about. All right, that does it for the super chats so far, Mike. Hey, if anyone else sends in any of these before the end of the show, we will read all of them.
Fantastic. Let's see. We definitely got some questions from our Discord community this week. Why don't we read?
That's right. That's the topic this week is questions, right?
That is correct.
Wow, man, I'm on top of things.
Yeah, I definitely also knew what we were doing this week for sure. That's yeah. First one here is from Leah, but spookier. It says, "Hola, mis amigos de carne y queso." I can tell you, Jeff, that means hello, my friends of beef and cheddar.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's like a little Spanish. It turns out my midlife crisis is emulation devices.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yes, that was Jeff's midlife crisis also. Well, Jeff's very specifically with those Chinese portable gaming devices.
Still is, baby. Here we go.
Can you speak on the Raw Galley a bit? Jeff seems to adore it. I don't know much about it myself. It could go next to my Odin and my Analog Pocket and my Mister. And you know what? It's not important. Just tell me how cool it is, please. Thanks. Definitely Nintendo related because I'm playing their old games on these things extremely legitimately.
The Ally, I don't adore it. Mostly because its software is bad and the implementation of Windows on it is bad, and that's frustrating. And a lot of times things break on it, and then I spend more time trying to get stuff working than playing games, and I don't love that. But Epic Game Store and the Microsoft Game Store, those just work. So that means Game Pass just works, and I get Alan Wake 2. I can actually play on this thing without having to go through a bunch of hassles on the Steam Deck. So I like that aspect of it. I think it's pretty cool. If you have a Steam Deck already, it's not necessary, obviously. But I mean, we're not talking about what's necessary if you're a freak like me and you're like, I just want these things. The Ally has a place to serve. It does a really good job with it a lot of the time. Hopefully, it does seem like Windows is going to keep getting better with this stuff. And as it does, this device should get better over time, and that's encouraging.
Alex says, "Happy Halloween, dogs. Aside from Luigi's Mansion, what would be your ideal Nintendo character survival horror?" Man, it's just like Nintendo's Luigi's Mansion is just so good for that. It's hard for me to be like, what else? Like if you wanted to, again, I was like, well, maybe a Metroid that leans into that stuff more. I like Metroid the way it is a lot already.
Yeah, and it's like Luigi's such a good character for that because he's a scaredy cat. So it's like I'm already just imagining like, oh well, what if Luigi was, okay, how about this? You play a game where Princess Peach has been kidnapped by Bowser, and instead of Mario rescuing her, and I know that there's been scenes like this in games before, but an entire game of her breaking out of Bowser's castle, and it's a big scary dungeon thing you have to go through. That would be cool.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
What Gregory Mansauer said in chat, just bring back Eternal Darkness, and like that should be like their other survival horror franchise. Like, is that just theirs? I think it's theirs. That's the reason why Dennis Dyack wasn't able to just make his Kickstarter Eternal Darkness.
That's my assumption. Hey, they were trying to do what they call it? Not Shadow of the Damned, but they called it something else. And I assume they did that because they couldn't get Eternal Darkness because it was Nintendo's.
Yeah, so if this also has that, hey, maybe you should do something with that. Don't invite Dennis Dyack to be involved.
No. In fact, specifically prohibit him from being involved.
Yes, please. Slime McAwesome says, "Happy Halloween, you American dogs. What Nintendo went to the candy business? What kind of Nintendo themed candy would you want to see? What character would taste the best as candy? Daisy. And what horrible tasting candy would you give out to the bad kids? Candied garlic for the bad kids.
Sure.
The candy business. I don't know. I just keep thinking, even though it's not really candy, I keep thinking of Yoshi's cookie.
So the question is, what Nintendo candy you would give out?
What kind of Nintendo themed candy would you want to see? Is the one question I want you to answer, Jeff.
Okay, thank you. Listen, those coins in Mario are fun to collect and they make fun sounds. So I think if you could turn that into like a like starbursty kind of thing, I'd be down.
Yeah.
I would eat that.
I was worried you're gonna say like one of those chocolate coins, which is boring, but you had a better.
No, I don't.
version
Don't
of
give me.
that.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate coins.
Spoon Heaven 64 says, "Hey, top 100 neon white player Mike and superior 2D Mario player Jeff. Hello.
Howdy.
How often do you dogs think about Crystal from Star Fox? Is it more than, less than, or about equal to how often you think about the Roman Empire? Way less than I think about the Roman Empire.
About equivalent, I would say. No, I do. I guess I've realized since that whole meme, I think about the Roman Empire at least once a week, and honestly, it's actually more than that. Crystal, I think about once a month, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, probably in that range.
I think about Crystal way more than I normally would have because of Sean, to be
Sure,
fair.
sure, yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God. Jackie Lantern says, evening, chaps. What do you think happens first in 2024? The first direct of the year or the reveal of the next Nintendo system? For some reason, it's hard to imagine like another real big direct if we haven't heard about the Switch 2.
Yeah, I mean, you know what that means? Direct minis and partner
Yeah.
showcases and stuff
Indie
like
showcases,
that.
Indie
showcases.
World.
Well, we'll definitely get an Indie World around the time of GDC. I think they'll get back on that regular schedule here pretty soon. Yeah, I guess if I had to put money on it, I think maybe I would put money on hearing something about the next system first. That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Again, that's not like that's like if I had to bet, I wouldn't make that bet. I wouldn't take that bet. But if I had to, yeah, I guess that's where I would go.
Adam Juice says, Dear Jeff, hiding in a clothes rack in Spirit Halloween until nighttime and going wild after closing Grubb, and Mike bobbing for apples in a church gymnasium and getting cold sores and naughty. Which Nintendo property would you like to see get a shitty, gritty, rated R reimagining a la Pooh, Blood and Honey? I submit Animal Crossing, Animal Hunting as a potential idea, but surely you can think of something even better.
Yeah. Listen, I like the idea of bloody
Crossing makes
animal.
sense.
Well, bloody Animal Crossing is just that.
Happy Tree Friends?
Oh, Happy Tree Friends, yes, but that the cult worshiping game we were just talking
Call
about.
of the Lamb.
Cult to the Lamb, yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's just Call of the Lamb. That's
Yeah.
definitely true. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, because obviously all of them are funny in some sense, because it's all just Nintendo shit that's real goofy and silly.
Right. So if any of that was like gory and bloody, that would be, of course, that'd be funny. I don't know. Shitty, gritty, rated R reimagining. I suppose like Yoshi's Island, but it's like
yeah, Animal Crossing is probably the answer.
yeah, I mean it definitely is. Yes.
Yeah. And I felt bad because Adam says, surely you can think of something even better, and they're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're wrong.
You thought too much
They
of
did
us.
better.
You actually had the perfect answer.
Yep. Tokyo Game Life says, can you please put Dan Reichert through some Nintendo boot camp until he learns who Takashi Tezuka is?
No.
No, he's not going to retain any knowledge you
he's
try
not
to
gonna
teach
remember. Yeah.
him. No.
It's only with the creator of some of his favorite games of all time. Why would he remember that?
Joy Z says, why do Nabbit and Ravio from Link Between Worlds look so similar? Since Mario is originally from Brooklyn, is Nabbit his Mushroom Kingdom doppelganger forced into hiding? Nabbit has to be related to Bowser Jr. somehow, because he has Bowser Jr.'s super handkerchief thing. So I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why they look similar. Nintendo just liked bunny people a lot for a bit there.
Yeah, yes. There's only one costume in these universes, and it's bunny stuff. Yeah, I don't know. And it is confusing. Like some people think, oh yeah, this is Ravio. I don't ever know how to say that because they never say it out loud in that game. But yeah, I don't know. They're different. They actually are different. Nabbit's different than Ravio. Because Ravio's not who you think he is.
It's true. But Nabbit is Bowser Jr., right?
I don't know if Nabbit's still Bowser Jr.
How?
When was Nabbit
like
Bowser Jr.?
Well, I don't think he ever was, but he has he has like the same body shape, and he wears that, you know, that handkerchief thing with the angry face on it that Bowser Jr. always has.
Yeah, but you don't think two people could have the same thing?
That very same distinctive thing? No.
Okay.
It's literally like his character like marker.
Sure. And they're pretty close to the Arctic Ocean too. I agree.
Okay, all right. Velocity Prime says, Boogans, happy Halloween to Mike, Mistress of the Night. Did you see? I just saw there was like that clip of Elvira on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
I love
live
that.
Action. That's incredible.
Really good stuff.
And Jeff already has a spooky name, Grubb. The recent talk of Twilight Princess on the 2006 episode got me thinking of a strange phenomenon in game media. Games that come out get overrated, people correct the saying it wasn't very good, and now the game has weirdly become underrated and vice versa. Are there any games like this for you? Riding the reception roller coaster. I mean, I definitely did that with BioShock Infinite, where I first thought it came out, and I personally overrated it. Then probably overcorrected, thinking like, that game's bad, and now I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, I've definitely done this before. I think I might be doing that with Ocarina of Time right now, actually, where it was I think I was personally underrating it there for a while, and now I'm ready to go back and be like, okay, I think I actually like this way more than I am giving myself credit for. So, yeah, I'm doing it with Ocarina of Time. I think I've done it with a lot of the 3D Zeldas.
Chaos Pumpkaboo says, howdy, fellas. Mike, what is your excitement level for Star Ocean? I'm pretty excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it right away, just because Mario RPG, I'm definitely playing that. I don't want to have to stop playing Star Ocean 2 Remake to play Mario RPG in the middle of that, then go back to Star Ocean. It just seems a little weird. Maybe that'll be like a good December Switch game. I don't know. I am pretty excited for that, though. I think it looks really good, and Star Ocean 2 is a really fun game. I think a lot of people should check that out if you like JRPGs with a bit more action-y combat, kind of like the Tales games. And then number 2,
Wait, you're not going to ask me if I'm excited for Star Ocean?
Well, Chaos Pumpkaboo literally said, Mike, what is your excitement level? So they don't care. Well, okay, Jeff, how excited are you for Star Ocean 2?
I don't know what that is.
All right, number 2, are you all ready for Wario to back that thing up on you this weekend? That's right, I'm going to miss the launch of this, but Jeff, I'm glad that you guys are launching the Bombcast Revengeance, so that I'll have more content to consume during my travels and, at nights and stuff. But I also am going to have to watch you guys hopefully play some WarioWare.
That's definitely the plan. I'm very excited for that. I'm ready, and I'm more than ready. It's time to go. I'm ready to just hop in there.
So your body is ready.
My body is ready for Wario to back that thing up on me this weekend.
Vision 49 says, hey, Mike, Daily Double, enjoy your Minotti. And Jeff, back in Nam Grubb. Finished Silent Hill 2 for the first time. It was incredible. When is the last time you were very late to a classic game and still lived up to or exceeded the hype around it? The Game Club has actually given me a lot of chances to do this. I just finally played through the Resident Evil 2 remake, and that was very nice, Jeff. That was very, very good. Same thing when, we did the Resident Evil 1 remake, and I actually played the original Resident Evil on PlayStation when I did that, and that was still fantastic. Alan Wake also, I played Alan Wake 1 for just the first time last year, and I seem to like it more than even most people. I don't have some of the issues with combat getting repetitive that a lot of people cite, so there's a lot of examples of this for me. I don't know about you, Jeff. Is there a time where you were late to a game and still really liked it?
Yeah, definitely, but I'm struggling to remember. Oh, yeah,
10 years from now, when you finally play Resident Evil 4 Remake?
Exactly, yeah, that'll definitely be it. I did come to KOTOR probably definitely wasn't right away. It probably was like maybe 5-6 years after it came out, because I missed that generation. And when I finally did play that, it was like, oh no, this rules. This is better than just about anything else I'm playing at this time. Also, I just spilled my drink on my thing. Hang on.
Oh, good. Well, why don't we take a break anyway, so you can maybe do a little cleaning up if you need to, and then we'll come back to some more of these questions.
Sounds good. Be right back, everybody. Get a towel.
We are on a break.
I think so. I'm suddenly really sore in my neck and my shoulder joints. I swear to God, if I'm getting sick right before going on vacation, I'm gonna freak out.
Just everything sucks leading up to a vacation. It's all hitting you at once.
Why am I so sore and tired. All in the
Just don't
mind.
get sick, bro.
Thanks.
Easy.
That
Thanks,
easy.
Christian. Appreciate it.
If you need to wake up, you should drink a Red Bull like Jeff.
I don't do that. I still have this goatee, by the way. I don't know why I'm holding on to this. It's kind of gross now.
Your fidget goatee.
And my fidget goatee, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I only ever wore it that one time. It's
Why
too
don't you
small.
get
It's
a
for
real
children.
goatee?
Well, I mean, look, I have the facial hair for goatee.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But, because then it doesn't hide my double chin as well.
Fair.
There. You asked. That's a good question. Punish Big Jimbo Ryan. Hi Jeff. You back?
I'm back.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. We can get back into it. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, we're back. We got more questions. Vision49 says, hey Mike, a daily double, enjoy your Minotti. And Jeff, back in Nom Grubb. Finished Silent Hill 2 for the first time. That's the one I just read.
I wasn't sure if we broke it up halfway through and we felt we had to redo that, but
no.
hey, it happens. Mike, you need a
Beef Hammer.
vacation.
I did need a vacation. A good thing. A good thing we got one coming. Beef Hammer, ally of Mike Minotti, says, why was I kicked out of a party yesterday for dressing as Slutty Mario? Is there anything we can do about this anti-Italian discrimination? Yeah, just go as nude Mario next time. They'll like that more.
Yeah. You got to paint on a bunch of extra hair, though. Body hair all over the place. That's what you need.
Jamie H1224 says, do you think the resurgence of Pikmin on Switch means anything for Star Fox or other dormant Nintendo IPs going to a new console generation? I mean, Pikmin wasn't that dormant. Like the last Nintendo console, Wii U, had a new Pikmin game. Even the 3DS had a Pikmin game. I guess you could say that about Star Fox. Actually, that also had a Wii U and a 3DS game. I don't think whatever Pikmin's doing means anything for Star Fox, but I also still think Star Fox is going to get another chance at some point.
I think that's probably right. I mean, listen, I think Nintendo being able to turn Pikmin into a major blockbuster success in Japan might give them some confidence about some of these other franchises, but that's it. And I don't think that moves the needle too much.
Mr. Booler says, hey, Jeff, oh, Suki, oh, wow, Grubb, and Mike, why are they fully closed still? Minotti, what are some of your favorite Halloween or Halloween adjacent, some might say coded levels in games that are otherwise not Halloween or horror games?
They're not really Halloween. But I think I still consider them spooky. Anything that is, what's that painting with the castle?
The Van Gogh?
The Van Gogh, yeah. What's
Or
it
the
called?
Scream?
Yeah, is it the Scream?
Or Starry Night is what you're talking
Starry
about.
Night is what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a Starry Night level in New Super Mario Brothers U, and there's a Starry Night level in Peggle, and I like both of those.
I like those horror levels in Gex Enter the Gecko.
Sure, yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah, I like those ones. Next, from, is this the right one? Yes, Chuck1991 says, greetings, Mike. He can really move Minotti. And Jeff, he's got an attitude. I got it. Grubb, Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. How well do Sonic games really do as far as sales? Despite the IP being a cash cow, I never hear Sonic and the Rhombus Ring sold 10 million copies. So what are we talking here? Luigi's Mansion numbers? Xenoblade numbers? Animal Crossing numbers? Xenoblade numbers. Like a couple million.
Yeah, a couple million. Like it's definitely enough to make it make sense. Nowhere near Luigi's Mansion.
Nowhere near, which is funny.
Yeah.
Because again, like the Sonic as a character is very popular. Like the movies do well. I think the games do have a problem of often just not being very good. So yeah. The games, they do well enough that they can keep justifying them, and that's nice. Like I wish, like a Mega Man was there, and hey, I was just saying, I wish Sony had a few Sonics, right? It's franchises that they can justify coming out and only selling 2 million copies every couple years. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Screaming Mana says, happy Halloween, Jeff, Gaming's Bud, Abbott, Grubb, and Mike, Gaming's Lou Costello, Minotti. I do like me some Abbott and Costello. We should meet Frankenstein sometime.
Yeah. The Nintendogs meet Frankenstein. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I just like that. I like that idea of just like, here's characters, and they're just going to meet other characters. The original crossovers.
Yeah.
He just watched Bud Abbott and Lucas Costello meet Frankenstein, and it got me thinking: what horror or spooky game, Nintendo or not, would you Nintendogs be willing to insert yourselves in for Abbott and Costello comedy antics? I assume you boomers know who those classic comedic actors are. Oh yes, I definitely know who Abbott and Costello are. Who's on first? I want to be inserted into Honey Pop 2, the one with the threesomes. Jeff could be there too, if you know what I mean.
I can help find if the butthole's in the right place.
There you go.
Okay, man, I was not what I was expecting. Did he ask any game? I thought he asked it a Nintendo game.
Say Nintendo or not?
Or not. He says it right there. Okay. I guess I want to be in the Mario and Luigi games and be like a Prince Peasley kind of character or Fawful.
No, I want to be in the game with the fucking.
He wants to be in the game with the buttholes in the wrong place in the fucking. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, yeah, that or Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate seems kind of grimier. They have showers in Honey Pop.
Yeah, they definitely have showers in Honey Pop.
Oh, they have, yeah. I've seen them in some of those scenes. Freshly streamed game says Mario Wonder had a few easy mode characters, so say they wanted to add Wario and Waluigi post-launch, but they are there to be hard mode characters. How would you handle their gameplay to make playing as them more difficult than other characters in the game? Please answer this as a shoot. Don't try to work me here. I mean, it'd be interesting if they can't equip badges unless it's like one of those levels where you have to. Otherwise, like all the levels can be beaten without badges. You can collect all the stuff without badges. There's just some of those levels where you do actually need them in their design.
I mean, you can even say we don't need no stinking badges.
There you go.
I think it would be fun if Waluigi sort of had like this trot, like he like kind of like jumped from one leg to the other, and it was sort of not unpredictable, but like you had like very deliberate movement. That could be interesting. I don't know. What do you do with Wario? I'm not sure. Make him slow. I don't know. Make him
slow.
Just make him slow.
Hoff says, "Hey yo dogs, random business question. I get paid DLC will boost money post launch, but does Nintendo's strategy of free updates months after release, like Mario Golf and Tennis, actually give it a continued bump in sales? Would not a full package at launch with presumably a higher rating not do better in the long run?" I think that would have done better for Mario Strikers, right?
Yeah.
Especially like
a lot of the Mario sports games this generation, yeah.
It was pretty weird to not have Daisy. Like, again, like what do people associate Daisy with? Like Mario Strikers. It was weird to not just have her in there right away and to release her a little bit later of all things. So yeah, I'm not really quite sure about that strategy.
Yeah, I think Nintendo thought hey, this is a good way to keep these games relevant and in the conversation, and we want to have long-term support so that the games continue to sell. I doubt that it really worked out that way, and I think that you are probably right that it would have been better if they were more complete at launch.
The Luigi's Mansion Wolf says, "Hey Jeff, more confidently wrong about Takes Grubb, and Mike less confident but still confidently wrong Minotti.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever felt wrong about a gaming leak? Not so much. I like a game others. Gaming take. Excuse me." Not so much, I like a game others hate or vice versa, but more that you don't understand the general sentiment around a game. For example, I have never felt more wrong about a game than with Alan Wake 2. I have not been enjoying the game at all and have not seen any of the qualities that everyone has been praising the game for 7 hours in. It's also the least scary horror game I have ever played. I think me and you were both cooler on Returnal than a lot of people. I'm not quite sure what I was missing.
Yeah, but I don't feel wrong about that at all.
So you never do though. You're always very like you hate Red Dead Redemption 2, this great game with the but you don't think like, oh, maybe I'm not getting it. You're like, no, that's a bad game and everyone else doesn't get it.
Yes, for Red Dead Redemption 2, yes, because again, like for ones where I know I can like talk it out and explain my position, and I could like write a story like I did about Red Dead Redemption 2, and now I've seen like some really good like YouTube essays from people who basically echoed exactly what I said in that original thing, and it's like, yeah, man, other people are fully get this, and I'm 100% on board. But when I am first playing a game and I'm about to bounce off of Alan Wake 2 as well, or that was about to happen, and I hear everybody praising it, I'm like, I do feel sometimes I'm like, no, there might be something wrong with me about this game, because I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it, nothing's really pushing me away, I'm just not getting latched onto it like some people are, so it must be a me thing. So yeah, that does happen, and I thought it was happening with Alan Wake 2, although I'm now I'm getting in the flow of letting the story take me in. I'm kind of getting on board with Alan Wake too. So it does happen occasionally.
Yeah, I guess because usually when I don't like a game, like I understand why. Like when I fell off of Last of Us 2 after a while, like no, I get it. This is just too nihilistic for me, and it's just really long, and it's just kind of really wearing me down. But other people not bothered by that, and they like the real story focused nature of it. Like Kentucky Route Zero, right? I played that. And I was like, okay, this is just not really my thing. I guess I'm a little surprised so many people are into it, but generally, I'm not like I'm on crazy pills. Like there was a little bit of that with Starfield, because like man, some people really like this, and I don't get it. But also enough people are on my side of things that I don't feel crazy. It's just a divisive game. That's all there is.
Yep, totally.
I guess I felt like that way back in the day with GoldenEye, right?
Oh, but, sure, yeah, that would have happened, yeah.
Shojiko says, hey there, doggos. What are your favorite and least favorite candies for Halloween? I do like a Starburst or a Skittle. If it's something chocolatey, I like a Kit Kat. Least favorite, I don't like Almond Joys. I like popcorn balls, but I don't like those weird stale popcorn balls you get in Halloween. Those are always kind of bizarre.
Starburst and Skittles usually get me pretty good. Those are probably my favorite these days. I think I'm good with like a Kit Kat. Go with a Snickers. I really liked Reese's Cups for a while, and now I'm like, every time I have one, I'm always disappointed now. So I think I'm
never a Reese's Cup guy.
I might be shifting away from that. I don't know.
You're growing as a person.
Or just like nothing brings me joy anymore, one or the other.
Sure. You hate Alan Wake 2. You won't even let yourself experience the joy of Resident Evil 4. You're just a miserable person. You're a piece of shit.
Miserable sack of shit. I think we figured it out.
Adam GC says, hello, Mike. A lot of people are currently finishing Mario Wonder Minotti, and Jeff, most people are beating it right now, Grubb. I recently had to purchase a Japanese eShop card since the store wasn't accepting international credit cards. I have about $20 left over. Any good Japanese exclusive recommendations? No, I don't know. I don't know what's out only in the Japanese shop. I got to be honest. Do you have any ideas?
Wasn't there was something people were just talking about the Japanese eShop, but I haven't. I'm got so many games to play. I'm not trying to get out ahead of the curve and going over the Japanese eShop and getting wild with it. I don't know. I would if you were like something. If you're on that tip, and I know that's not the question. There's so many like non-localized games from Nintendo's past that we haven't played that have fan translations. And I'm like, man, go track some of those down. Have fun with those.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver asks, so as someone who doesn't listen to ICP, I saw this video with this thumbnail after watching the episode of Nintendogs from 2 weeks ago. My question is Jeff currently or has he ever been a Juggalo? Oh, this guy kind of looks like Jeff, yeah.
I neither can confirm or deny.
All right, fair enough.
I would like to go to the gathering of the Juggalos. It does happen in Ohio a lot of the times. I don't know, like for anthropological reasons.
I don't think we can continue being associated with each other if you were amongst Juggalos. I'm sorry. You are that hateful towards Juggalos. Listen, I get it. I get it. Sure, why not? Yeah, for sure. I think I would like to watch it from a distance. If I could like buy like a box seat and just watch what happens from a distance, I would enjoy that. I think. Yeah, I don't even like the name Juggalos.
Sure, but weirdly you love Juggalettes, so.
Juggalettes?
Yeah, lady Juggalos.
Oh, no, I don't like that either.
Steph gets mad that they're not called Juggahos. She's like, they should be called Juggahos. I'm like, you're a funny person.
Yeah, she's funny. I should do this podcast with her.
You should. Yeah, I'll go wake her up. Hang on.
Big Tony says, my dogs, I'm hosting Friendsgiving in a couple weeks. What are a couple of games you can recommend for 10 people to play? Something like the Jackbox games would help. Thanks. Yeah, I was about to say the Jackbox games.
Yeah, get the Rift Tracks game.
Rift Tracks is good too.
They've done a ton of updates. There's a lot of great Christmas movies that they keep putting in there, and so you can like get into that part of the season like right on Thanksgiving Day, which is always fun. And then There is a Micro Machines game for the Nintendo 64, and if you plug in 4 controllers, people can 2 people could share each controller, so you can have 8 people playing at once. And like one person plays with the D-pad, and one person plays with the C buttons, and that's fun. You should do that.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, like I always like that.
Bench JC says, "Hey dogs, how's life been treating you all? I'm tired, Bench, but that's okay. Vacation's coming.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm on top of the world.
All right, great, good for you. This overlay sure is getting a little crowded.
I mean, when do we cut him off? We're gonna have to cut him off eventually.
I don't know. He's done the jump scare thing like 10 times now. I don't think anybody's
done it
taught
like
him
10 times in the last like couple of minutes.
Yeah, no one's taught him the rule of 3. Now he's just like a child who can't stop himself from pushing that button.
I get it. But also, I mean, it's Halloween. Whatever. This is our episode this year. Now he's definitely gonna just fill up the entire screen now. So whatever.
Yeah,
here we go.
Well, he was doing it anyways. Can you get the apple out of there at least?
Yeah, that's you can put it on my side.
There are too many layers. I can't find the apple.
Yeah, you can find it. How about this? Mikey doesn't say anything else till apple gone.
I could take down the whole thing. We could just be completely naked here.
Give me a second, goddammit. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. It's not 7.
There you go, Mike.
Not 9. Not 10.
Well, I kind of liked the rest of it.
Oh my god, this is fucking cursed. Oh, I found it.
All right, good job. Thank you. Next one here is Jack Shadow Lantern. It says, "Happy Halloween, Nintendogs. What's a decision Nintendo can make that would actually scare you? Like, what if they agreed to Microsoft buying them, or Paper Mario Sticker Star gets an HD remaster? Man, Paper Mario Sticker Star HD remaster is pretty good.
That's terrifying. Fuck, I hate that game. I hate that.
Yeah. I guess if they bring back tripping. All right, I see the giant apple piece of shit. I saw that.
Tripping's a good one. I think if they were to announce that the next Nintendo device isn't a Switch handheld kind of thing, that'd be pretty terrifying.
Imagine if there's no handheld component. It was something you just had to plug to your TV again. I can't go back.
And then they just said, and we have a special new way for you to interact with your games. I would be petrified. I would be so scared of what that would mean. Like best case scenario would be like, we're bringing Waggle back, and it's probably not going to be that. It's going to be something else, and it would be the unknown.
Maybe Connect like. What if they just we're going to do Connect now?
What's the sound you made about Smash Brothers changing?
I need like I gotta find that clip of whatever my reaction was to you saying, "Yeah, they should change a lot about Smash Brothers." I was like,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Eden asks, "Dogs and dogs, what Nintendo console is most candy shaped?"
Atari Jaguar.
Nintendo console, Jeff.
Atari Jaguar from Nintendo.
From Nintendo.
The Game Boy Color. Kind of got that teardrop shape. That kind of like a hard candy or something.
Yeah, Game Boy Micro.
Yeah,
Game Boy Advance Micro.
Sure, that's like a candy bar.
Small. Yeah, looks like a little candy bar thing. Yeah. Bugadillo says, "Sup, dogs. The past month or so, I've fallen deep down the Shmup rabbit hole." Oh man, I had a Shmup thing too. So much so that I scooped the Switch flip grip adapter so I can play vertical stuff like Ikaruga and Esgaluda.
It's actually Tate mode, please, not vertical.
Yes. Apparently, M2 is remastering Don Pachi DOJ in December for Switch and PS4. I'm super hyped for that. Do you have any other shmups that I should give a shot? Stuff on the Switch should be preferable, but I'm open to everything.
Have you heard of Ikaruga and Radiant Silvergun? Listen,
well, he said Ikaruga. I was going to say.
I'm just saying. My knowledge on shmups is only so deep. I'm gonna play the ones that are the best of the best. And I'm not going to go searching beyond that because I kind of need, I need the gimmick to be there. That's like, oh, this is good, and also it's doing all this fun stuff, or it's like the best of the genre. Because I don't enjoy the genre so much that I'm like, oh, I need 50 of these games.
I know what you mean. Like Radiant Silvergun's good. R-type final, is it, or R-type dimensions? There's like one of these R-types. This would be good. I can't remember which one is the one you're supposed to get.
Does he care if they're vertical or not? Because he said, I guess he doesn't care. So then UN Squadron, I guess it's not on Switch. But
UN Squadron isn't on Switch yet. I would keep wanting them. Well, okay, so yeah, if you have NSO, you absolutely need to play Musha on Genesis, and then you can also get Thunder Force 4. I think it's called Lightning Force in the eShop, and it's a Genesis game, but you kind of have to buy like the Arcade Archives, whatever that version of it is, or Sega Classics version. But yeah, Thunder Force 4 / Lightning Force is very, very good. It's definitely one of the best shmups out there. There's
Soul Feast on,
I don't know,
Switch.
I don't know how many compile stuff's on there. You know what? Also, I know that freaking Zero Wing was, people know it for the memes, destroy all base and all that. That's on Genesis Center, so that's also actually a very good shmup. You can play Zero Wing.
Man, I didn't know it was good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty fun. Just play it, if you don't want to like be super serious about it, use save states, just kind of play through it. It's actually pretty good time. Domino Crossing says, "Hello, Jeff, EBA enjoyer, Grubb, and Mike Kirkwise Minotti. I finally finished Mario Wonder last night and absolutely loved it. Now trying to get the hundo before RoboCop drops. Well, I think this title is a massive leap in the right direction. I definitely can't call it my favorite 2D Mario, like many others are, when games like Mario 3 and Mario World also exist. Where do you guys lean more towards, and what improvements do you think could make for Mario's next 2D outing? Thanks, and keep up the great work." Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I like it more than World. It's hard to say.
It's tough.
I probably like it more than 3, but I've never been. I obviously like 3 a lot and respect 3. It's not some game I personally have a ton of affinity for. 3's always been 3's difficulty curve is real weird. There are some like really hard levels in that game, and sometimes in random spots. And then with Wonder, the thing I really would improve is I could go for some harder levels. They don't have to necessarily be in like the main game, but we have some of those special area world levels, and they're fun, even those.
A longer Star Road, like, as many Star Road levels as Super Mario World, that would have been enough for me.
Or even 3D, like 3D World had a lot of those kind of Star Road special levels, from what I remember.
Yeah.
At a ton. That's kind of what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I want. I think I would settle for, and I said this somewhere else, and I can't remember where it was, so apologize for repeating myself, but a leaderboard race mode.
Leaderboard would be cool. Yeah.
So that we can just be like, actually, every level is the hardest level in the game if you are trying to shave off a tenth of a second from your best run ever. And for me, that adds so much replayability and extra enjoyment that would go a super duper long way. And that's a very tiny thing that I think they could just put into Wonder, and that would settle. But yeah, I'm with you on the, hey, favorite Mario. Right now, it's up there. It kind of floats around with 3 and World. But also I get to a point where I'm like, I personally don't get enjoyment from saying, oh, this game's better than the game that was my favorite before this, because I feel a little bit loyal to those old games. So I'm like, there's no one holding a gun to my head telling me I have to rank these things in my own brain. I'm just going to say they all go in the pile of games I love. And so that's what I've done with Wonder.
Super Harmon says, "Hey, dogs, on the final step of trying 100% Wonder, I just couldn't get past the invisible bad section of the final test badge marathon. Then I was informed that if you hold the jump button while bouncing, you'll automatically do a high bounce, where I was timing my jump presses, which is tough when invisible. After spending hours in the final sections, though, it took me a couple of turns from there. Have you ever gotten really far in a game without knowing or using a key thing like this?" I definitely have. I feel like there's an example recently. All I can think of, though, is my current colleague, your former colleague, Dean Takahashi, reviewing Mass Effect and not knowing how to level up.
Yeah, but whenever that comes up, I always say when Steph played Henry Hatsworth, she didn't know you could upgrade your character in that game, and she beat that fucking game without ever leveling up, which is fucking impossible. So I've definitely done stuff like this, but not to that extreme ever, really. I'll be like, I'll get a couple levels in, but I haven't been using this thing. Kind of just normal me being a goober stuff. Nothing to that effect, though.
Casual but on holiday says, "Dear Nintendogs, how much do I have to donate during Extra Life to make you watch this? It seems only right now that Jeff is a biker man. It's Wild Hogs with Tim Allen, John Travolta, Martin Lawrence and William H. Macy. Is that on? Hey, if that's on Prime, absolutely we'll watch Wild Hogs. I'm all for it.
We'll see. During Extra Life, doing stuff that's even on Prime might be difficult just because we're like going to try to keep as many people watching as possible. But that doesn't mean we can't like set up a Prime watch party for a couple of days later or something like that. So we'll definitely put that into the rotation as a possibility.
Teriyaki Blue says, "Good evening, Mike. Second best Mario player, Giant Bomb Minotti, and Jeff, third best Mario player, Giant Bomb Grubb." I see these jump scare things, by the way, on like the YouTube stream, like later because of the delay. Incredible. What's the strangest or worst candy you got trick or treating? I remember the house of an old lady that would always give out apples, not candy apples, just straight up apples. Oh, if you think you didn't like that, imagine what happened the one time I had an apple put into my bag and what I thought of that.
Did they put it in your bag?
Yeah, because I was also very shy and timid. So I basically froze with fear. I just had my bag open. I didn't know, and they just throw an apple in there. I think I basically like went to like my mom and was practically crying until she got it out.
Of course, yeah.
I was not happy about it. There was a house one time that just was like giving out dollars or $5 bills or something, or coins. I forget. Like the money houses are interesting. I'm not upset.
It's weird. I don't know.
People are going to say this about you and your not strange in a bad way, but you and your Pokemon cards.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But the reason I kept doing it this year is because last year we overheard some kids being like, "That house has Pokemon cards. That's the best." And so it was like the talk of the street. So now I got to keep it up. Yeah. I'd like spent like $20 on that pack of things. Even when I was trick-or-treating, even as a kid, it was like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth too much. So when I got something I didn't like, I'm like, well, I'm 10 feet from another house. Who cares? I'm just going to go get something I do like over there. So even when I got stuff that was bad, it wasn't something that stuck with me.
Shadowrun says, how's that Nintendo has acquired just one studio, the fewest out of all the major companies in the industry in the last 5 years, and yet they still produce by far the most software every year? How's that the other companies on an acquisition spree still can't get close to what Nintendo produces? Yes, because Nintendo doesn't have to make like 4K.
It's a big part of it.
Games with these expectations, with like the biggest open worlds in the world. They make some of those games, like they will make like a Zelda every once in a while.
They also have a lot of co-publishers, co-developers. They work with a lot of external teams. Some that they've worked with for decades. Whether that's I can't remember the relationship with HAL, but Intelligent Systems and stuff like that. They have those relationships, but then they have fucking Namco and Tecmo and all these companies that they work with very closely that make games for them, with Nintendo overseeing it, and that's been core to their business for a very long time, to the point where they have publishers they have producers who are the main producer at this Nintendo studio, and their entire job is managing relations with these external studios. And they want to do more of that stuff. So they and a lot of the industry is coming around to that way of thinking. I mean, Microsoft's doing that right now with Perfect Dark, and Sony's even considering it, and Square Enix is thinking about doing stuff like that. So Nintendo's been paving the road for that kind of way of making games for a very long time, and that's helped.
Clink says, "Happy Halloween. If you saw someone today dressed as Mario offering one-up mushrooms, would you eat one?" No.
Yes.
You're stop trying to be funny. If some stranger in a Mario costume came up to you and gave you a mushroom, you wouldn't eat it.
I need more context. Am I on my boring suburban street? Because if I am, I probably would. Because my neighbors are all very neighborly. Like, someone offered me a shot of like, they were like, "Hey, do you want a pumpkin pie shot?" Yes. And I took it and it warmed my belly and it was really good.
Sure.
And then someone's like, "Hey, do you want a bottle of wine?" And I'm like, yeah. And then someone's like, "Do you want a one-up mushroom on Mario?" I'm going to say yes.
I guess you would. You would. You're right. You would.
I would. You would. Yes.
Laser Wolf says, "Hello, Jeff, Knucklefest fan Grubb, and Mike, grounded popularity denier Minotti. When Christian speaks, why is the volume of his voice lower than Sean's? Is it because his mod hole is deeper and his voice needs to travel farther?" Well, we don't have their voices properly tuned.
I do have us a Christian set to 80%. I just looked. Yep, there it is, everybody. 80%.
Well, sometimes he gets loud, so we have to get ready.
I think I just turned it down the other day for whatever reason, and I haven't turned it back up because he doesn't need to be the same.
I sound fine on the audio podcast. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, on the audio podcast is fine. Let me just do something here real quick. There you go. All right.
Octo says, "Sup, giant messy bomb boys. Happy 25th to Grim Fandango. With dialogue and voice acting that still runs circles around most modern games, Grim was basically my introduction to film noir, alongside Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What games got you into other genres or media? JRPGs like Persona probably inoculated me for anime." Yeah, happy 25th Grim Fandango. I talked about that game other places. One of my favorite games of all time. And by the way, our friend Bailey Myers has put together the Honest Game Trailers episode is on Grim Fandango, and I contributed a couple of jokes to that one. So check out Honest Game Trailers if you haven't. Yeah, God, Grim Fandango, good stuff. Hey Jeff, I think I kind of like horror a little bit now. It's mostly because of playing these Resident Evil games.
Yeah, and I mean, a year ago that was like that seemed impossible.
Yeah, and then it was like playing Resident Evil 1 remake, and then 4 remake and 2 remake, and then like now I'm suddenly just like watching The Thing, and like, this is just good actually. Now I used to think I could never do that. I'll be terrified. And now I'm basically like that Michael Jackson eating popcorn meme while doing like, this is good, this is fun. So yeah,
I get just about everything I get into. I end up like finding myself wanting to do more in other mediums with that. I'm trying to think of the recent example. Well, I mean, Baldur's Gate right now, playing that makes me want to actually play Dungeons and Dragons, the tabletop game.
Yeah, same.
I definitely want to experience that.
You know, I'm so vain. Like, what made me want to do that? Well, first was like, "Do you want to play D&D now, Mike?" I was like, probably not. Then someone said, "You'd be really good at it."
I said it. You would be really good. You would be really good at it, Mike.
Immediately satisfied. I was like, "Okay, I'll do it."
I also knew that would work on you, but I mean it. I'm serious. You would be really good at it, so I think that'd be fun. I was just like, the Metal Gear Solid collection came out, and I'm like, yeah, we'll play that. And then, man, there's some good military sci-fi fiction I want to read right now, and I start looking at a bunch of books about fucking submarines and stuff. So it just happens. Yeah. My brain just goes that way.
Submarines.
It's fucking submarines.
Yeah. Max says, "Candy corn, yay or nay?" Nay.
Nay. I there's definitely a point in my life where I did hate it, but whatever. Someone puts candy corn in front of me, I might eat one, but still nay.
DMC, the press be crying, says, "Hello, Mike, Dual Screen Minotti, and Jeff, developer system Grubb. If you possess your co-host and made them sneak up behind Jeff Keighley at the Game Awards and take the mic, what would you make them say?"
Yeah, I would make them say, hang on, I have it written down here. Where is it? Shit.
He's going to have him repeat the thing that kid said about Bill Clinton or whatever.
No, it's the what the guy said in Ride to Hell. Scooby, yay, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he says. Yeah.
I would have Jeff say, so listen up, here's a story about a guy who lives in the blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him inside and outside. Blue his house with the blue little window and the blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, because he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue, die. Yeah, that's what I would do.
And then, yes, oh, Suki, oh, wow, is what I would make Mike say.
Isaac Clark says, "No question for me tonight. Just love and respect for my dog." Thank you, Isaac. Here, I'll give you one of the hand hearts. It's been a while.
Okay, you earned that.
There you go. Yugate says, "Happy Halloween, dogs." Kotaku published an article a few weeks ago that talked about a Mario Wonder had a feature for live commentary that was scrapped. The commentary had 2 voice options, Sportscaster and Sundere. My question this week: would you have liked to see this as a toggle option Wonder or a feature title? More importantly, can/will Giant Bomb replicate this on a Let's Play? Maybe while Jan plays, Jeff is the Sportscaster and Mike is the Sundere. Absolutely, that's a very good idea. Sundere. How would a Sundere how would they cast something? Okay, that's a good idea, but I have to think about that. I like it. I think it could have been neat, but I'm not like upset about missing it.
Apparently it turned into the Talking Flowers, and I love those guys.
Yeah, you can see how it does that. Yeah, the Talking Flowers do basically do that, and I do really like the Talking Flowers.
They got such good timing.
So much juice.
Yes, it's good juice. It's good.
There's that
juice.
One that you come across. He's like, "Don't leave me," and then you do, and he's like, "Don't leave me."
Yeah, it's all of their bits are really funny, and they never overstay their welcome. It's like a quick joke. It's great.
Here's something you can do for the next Smash Bros. Is you have the Mario Wonder level, and it just has those flowers, and they can comment on freaking Sora and stuff like that. It'll be incredible.
That would rule. That would be very cool.
Ed says, in celebration of the incredible Onway 2, Nintendo and Remedy announced a partnership where Remedy creates a Switch exclusive game using Nintendo IP. What are your pitches?
They do a really good job of like looking into the broken psyche of a character, and there's only one Nintendo character with a broken enough psyche for Remedy, and that is my boy, the baseball dog, whose name I can't remember. Rusty, real deal baseball.
I was like, what is he stalling for here? He's stalling for something. I just don't know.
I'm starting to get pretty tired over here too.
I know.
Yeah, Rusty from Real Deal Baseball. That guy, that broke bitch, he ain't got nothing going on. They need Remedy to take him over and give him a real game.
All right, I like it. I'll say Star Fox because
Perfect.
why not?
Yeah, sure.
I think he can shoot. Like Star Fox, you do to Star Fox what Blizzard almost did to a StarCraft Ghost. Just do that. Zoda Blowout says, remember those rumors about Xbox Game Pass coming to Switch a couple years ago? Remember Jeff saying that the logic there would be that Microsoft wants Game Pass on as many devices as possible, including competitors. Jeff, do you remember saying that? Was that source information or just your intuition? Curious about that, given we have a more powerful Switch 2 coming in the future.
It was both my intuition and source, but I mean, now we have the source of Phil Spencer saying that in the documents that were submitted to the FTC. So, yeah, I mean, we know they want to do that. Like, there's no secret about that whatsoever, and it's obvious just looking at their behavior. One of the reasons Call of Duty was so important to them, and why it was so important to Sony, is to keep that bargaining chip off the table. So to make it more difficult to make it make sense to put Game Pass onto PlayStation at some point in the very distant future. So yeah.
Low Rule says, a big Zelda and Mario both released this year, making it logical that they won't have a new game for either of the series. Meaning if the Switch launches next year, they may not have either franchise launch alongside it. If so, is that a bad idea? Well, not necessarily, Low Rule. The 3D Mario team is a separate team, and they have been.
I think you mean the mainline Mario team is a separate team.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So I think it's still very likely, like in fact, like it's likely that we will have a 3D Mario to launch with the next Switch.
I'm 100%. I think that's right. I think the 3D team has not done anything since Bowser's Fury, and that was clearly just a trial run, and they probably had a lot of momentum coming out of that, and they could have something ready to go.
I'm going to be so excited when I see a new 3D Mario.
God, what if it's like as inventive as Wonder, but for 3D Mario? Which, they've done that a lot with like Galaxy and Odyssey. I know,
sure,
but like, what if even more juice? So just what if even more juice for 3D Mario?
Is it been too long removed now where if it was just Odyssey 2, that would kind of not be enough for you?
Listen, I would love an Odyssey 2, and yet I think it would be weird if it was Odyssey 2 at this point.
I think it'd be a little weird. I would still probably really be happy.
Oh, I would be, especially if the kingdoms are like really off the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, and then especially if they did some cool referential ones, like actually went to Bean Kingdom and stuff like that. And boy, that'd
be fun. I still just I specifically love the Odyssey mechanics so much. So like all the stuff you can do, like the capture stuff's great, but just stuff you do with the hat on the platforming side still feels so good to me. Hammond of Texas says, this is a Grubb sports question. Do you think the NHL is going to follow in the wake of the English Ice Hockey Association after the accidental death of Adam Johnson and introduce mandatory neck protection?
Yeah, but not anytime soon. The NHL needs to go to full face masks with neck protection as well. Yeah. They've needed to do this for a long time though, and they still don't even mandate like eye protection, and dudes have had their eyes fucked up in hockey. So, they need to just go in there and force it and get the NHLPA on board for player safety reasons. It'll happen eventually, but probably not in the next couple of years.
And then Boop says, Wolf of my dogs, help me settle debate. Which is worse, trick-or-treating weather, 100% humidity at 85 degrees, or snowing in 30 degrees?
This is not
my vote. Is hot and humid because you're already limited costume choices, or you'll pass out due to sweat and heat. At least if it's cold, you can layer up or dress as someone who wears a jacket. Thanks, and happy Halloween. Yeah, the humidity hot one is definitely worse.
Oh, it's completely worse. Like snowing in 30 degrees. I mean, listen, you're going to get cold after a little bit, but then you just go home and then you have a bunch of candy and you're good.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
If 100% humidity, 85. Even when you get home, you're gonna feel kind of like worn down and miserable. And yeah, no way.
Yeah, way worse. All right, Jeff, that's all the questions of the community. We got some more super chats, though. Why don't we take one more break here? Then we'll get back and read those.
Sounds good. I'll be ready.
Right.
This is a break.
We can jump right back to it whenever.
I'm good.
We can jump right back to it right now.
Okay. And we're back. Jeff, hit me with them super chats, please.
I said I'd be ready, and I'm looking at them, but I just got to remember who I left off with. I think I've got, yes. A. Colin Lucas joined as a new member. I really appreciate that. A. Colin Lucas, so shout out to you. Philip Fortuna, have you guys ever gone to Japan? Currently here on vacation and got a DS Lite for $12. WarioWare Twisted for $15 and WarioWare Touched for $2. I've never been to Japan. That sounds great. You're probably not at like the main places where a lot of tourists go, because I've heard that's gotten really out of hand with prices these in the last year or so, especially coming out of the pandemic. They just completely rearranged how they price everything, and it's really bad. We're getting pretty close to 500. So after I take my family to Disney, we'll go to Disney Sea.
Yeah, at some point we can do Japan. Yeah, I've never been. Always wanted to. When Jeff and I got into the industry, it was when like the big events in Japan really kind of stopped happening. Like the generation before us, games journalists, they're always going to Japan for some reason or another.
Yep.
There are still some people like in our time doing that here and there, but we never really had the opportunity. But I would love to.
Yeah, there was a couple years like as we were getting started, they were still doing like the Capcom big industry trips where it's like, oh, we're going to Hawaii and we're taking everybody with us, or we're going to like fucking Venice or something like that. It was somewhere, maybe it was Rome. And it's like, Jesus, that's nothing like. I mean, I went to a Call of Duty thing in like a weird part of California once, but that's it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. You're punished.
I got to go to Disneyland. That's nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Punished Big Jimbo Ryan says, Mike, can you play the Flintstones theme on the tin whistle?
I don't think so. That wasn't bad for
just completely guessing.
To be honest,
That's pretty good, Mike.
Just completely guessing out of nowhere. Not bad.
That was really good.
Not the right key, probably, but hey.
No, I know. Yeah, but you're like definitely on your way. So I expect it to be perfect by the time you get back from your trip.
There you go.
Hey, you Peekaboo. Hi, Mike and Jeff. I loaded the English translation of Tomato Adventure to my EverDrive. Excited. What other non-US retro games with fan translations would you recommend to US plebes? I mean, listen, right now I'm still hot on the frog bell tolling thing. The precursor to Link's Awakening from that team to kind of prove that they could do Zelda or whatever. That one's still pretty cool and worth checking out. How about you, Mike?
I mean, I'm sure you've heard of a game called Mother 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's that new Rent-A-Hero translation for the Dreamcast version of that game, right? I know I saw Dan play it. I think I see Matt McMuscles play it. I really want to play that. So check out Rent-A-Hero.
And then Captain Rainbow for the Wii. That one's
right.
That one's great too. Let's see here. Yokto Yoda. Mike, I'm going to DL end of January. Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland at the end of January. Haven't been since 2018. What do I need to eat first?
First thing you got to eat is a corn dog at the end of Main Street. As soon as you walk into the park, you get on that app. You can order ahead on there so that by the time you kind of walk down Main Street and you peruse around, your corn dog will be ready. It's at the Red Wagon on the right at the end of Main Street. You pick up your corn dog. Then behind it, you can get your mustard or your ketchup, whatever you want. There's some tables there. You just stand around for a bit. You munch on that. That's the best thing in the world. That Main Street corn dog. Nothing like it. God, I don't know why it's so good. I love it. And
in chat, Yakto Yoda says, and Jeff, so he wants me to answer as well. You walk out, you turn to the left, there's an Olive Garden. You go in there. And you get the endless breadsticks and soup, and you're good.
How dare you?
All right.
I'm so excited just to eat shit. That's like the thing I'm most excited about from my vacation.
I tell you to eat shit all the time, so perfect. This works out great for me.
I literally texted you, eat shit because you beat me in fantasy football this week.
I was like, it took me like half a second, but we're playing fantasy football. Let me check the score. And then I laughed and texted you back. I'm like, yeah, got your ass. Chris Quinton, Mike down with the clown Manavi, and Jeff running with the hatchet Grubb. What is the last time you were legit scared? Had some friends take me to a haunted house once, and once inside, promptly lost them all.
Lost them all. I imagine. Jeff.
Yeah. Okay. And he says I was terrified. So yes. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been terrified in a long time. I don't think.
I mean, I said I really liked the thing, but it was scary in a way that I just kind of found fun now. Like that scene where they're like testing everyone's blood and you're just kind of waiting for a reaction. And then when the reaction does happen, it's when you're not expecting it. And like the blood sample like jumps out of the little container and everyone starts freaking out. I was like, I left off my seat like 5 feet in the air. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't done.
I did get the tingle in my spine, like after playing Alan Wake 2 the other night, and then like walking over in the dark part of my room over there and being like, oh yeah, there could be a scary person walking out at me right now. But it wasn't like terrified. It was just like the back of my head being like, oh yeah, that would suck if I were about to get killed right now. That sort of thing. Yeah.
You know what I think is helping me? It's like, I think a lot of people who like really can't do horror at all, like hate jump scares. I kind of like something happened where those don't really bother me anymore. I don't really mind jump scares. Like they will jump scare me, and I now mostly just think it's kind of fun and like a silly thing. It doesn't like it's not a negative experience like it used to be for me.
Yeah, I'm having kids made me pretty stressed out all the time, and so games that were like leaning on it's scary and it's going to be prolonged periods of anything could be around this corner. That got pretty rough for me, but I'm like, I'm coming down on the other side of that now. And Alan Wake 2 is a good one because I get people are right when they say it's not the scariest thing in the world. I'm finding it pretty scary because I haven't been exposed to a lot of these kinds of games in a while. It's scary in a fun way, I'll say.
But like that stuff is so subjective, right? So, people are like, well, this game's not scary. Well, yeah, I know you're not personally scared. You're a very brave Christian, but, that stuff differs for other
I don't think
people.
Alan Wake 2 is that scary to me.
Yeah, I know you don't. You're very brave. We're very impressed.
I think it's something
I want
broken
some
in my
haunted
brain.
mansions,
I don't think it's
especially the Universal ones. I want to do some more of those now. I think that'd be a lot of fun. They do some good ones at Halloween Horror Nights someday.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Someday, maybe next year we could do that. It'd be fun. All right. Next.
Burrito says, a semi-Nintendo question. Recently played through the old 2010 Shadowrun trilogy on the recent Switch ports and love them. Any rumors at all about a comeback? Baldur's Gate 3 success has me daydreaming of the franchise getting a similar iteration. Yeah, I was hearing that there was some efforts being made to work with Microsoft, who I do believe owns Shadowrun right now, or still has the rights to it or something. I can't remember exactly. It's not something I've paid much attention to, but there was some efforts being made to get Shadowrun off the ground again. I don't know what's happening with that since, but that was definitely in the talks about a year or so ago to make that happen.
It's going to be interesting to see what exactly like things are going to shake out because of Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe the fact that the KOTOR remake didn't take off when they tried is a blessing, because I bet their thought would have been, okay, we got to like hide all that D&D stuff that was pretty naked and visible in the original. And I think if you start that project now, you're like, wait, never mind.
Yep.
People like that.
Oopsie whoopsie. Yeah, exactly. Shigeru Miyamoto writes in, happy Halloween. Tired of turning tricks on YouTube? Maybe treat yourself to Luigi's Mansion TM3. And plus a multiplayer pack set, only $69.98 on the eShop. Always be closing, Miyamoto. Always be closing.
There you go. Real pro.
Yeah, absolutely. Jared Helder says, have you played Frog Detective? It's hilarious. I have played a little bit of Frog Detective. I enjoyed it. It's kind of like twee, but in a knowing way. It's like a knowingly cutesy and kind of plays on that. It's fun.
I think I watched Bailey play a bit of it, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some cool stuff in those games. I think they just released the complete edition, which has like all of the Frog Detective games in one.
Oh.
Willow Davis says, missed the show, but happy B-Day, Luigi's Mansion 3.
There you go.
So absolutely, yeah. October flew by way too fast to the point where I didn't get a chance to play any of the games I would have liked to have played, including Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Well, you're going to before
I'm
the end of the year.
I'm still gonna, but yes, but I wanted to do it in October.
Yeah, I know, but like October really was
It
pretty
got
silly.
bonkers.
There was no time.
It was
There
silly.
was- like November's not gonna be as bad, right?
Yeah,
Because I mean, it's like Call of Duty, which I can't imagine we're
This
gonna
like
care that much
first
about.
week is kind of a bit crazy if you care about WarioWare and a few of these other things.
I care about WarioWare, but that's not a game I'm gonna be playing 20 hours of
Right,
this
yeah,
month.
but it's going to go by pretty fast. I mean, there was a handful, like that
There's
alien,
Mario RPG, Star Ocean.
alien hominid invasion, which I want to check
Yeah,
out,
but,
and people like Talos Principle, and that second one's coming out. And you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, RoboCop is this is still this week? Those are all this week.
RoboCop's today or tomorrow or something like
It
that.
says November 2nd on the gamer browser,
okay.
but I guess that means by tomorrow we'll be playing it. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Casual. I just want to say that I think about that clip where Jeff screams "No" to Darth Vader dancing at Disney World about once a week. I don't remember this clip. What is this clip?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think about the clip of you forgetting the word maraca and
Sure.
saying sambas every day still.
Yes, I can see. I know you for a while there. You were like, I've watched this 400 times.
I did. One day I think I watched it just like 50 times in a row. I just couldn't get enough of you
seeing the gears turn. Yes.
Yeah, Jan not paying attention off in something other thing while you're like, what's samba? What's the?
I'm just gonna go with sambas. Just gonna go with sambas.
You looking at the camera, seemingly directly at me,
Yeah, Mike,
because
please
you know
help me.
I'm watching and judging.
Yakta Yoda's back. Over under on a far future Game Pass on PlayStation being streaming only or PS native executables. Yeah, I would probably say the likely scenario is it is Microsoft first party games only. And that so that like, hey, there's a third party game in Game Pass. Yeah, but not on the PlayStation. Don't be absurd. Like Sony makes their own deal for those games. I think that's how it would work. But we'll see. All right. I think that's all the super chats. Part of me feels like I skipped over somebody's, but I don't think I actually did. So I think we're good, Mike.
All right. Well, if you're in chat and you think Jeff skipped over your super chat, just let us know.
Also, thanks for all the super chats. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, appreciate it. Again, there's been a bunch of those lately. Thank you so much.
You okay?
Motherfuckers, why would you do that to me?
All right, you're messing up. It's like things. I don't know. I just thought we could all use a little quiet for a second and just collect ourselves. Just tired. I mean, look, we normally talk about what we've been playing. I think we've both just been playing Mario, unless you just
Mario.
some other.
I mean, I beat World real quick. Just a real
you
quick
did like
version.
the fast route.
I did the fast route, the shortcut route, which was fun. I mean, God, I used to do that in video games as a kid. That's how you played Mario, Super Mario Brothers. You get it. Yeah.
So I think more people played Mario 3 back in the day that way than going through like the levels.
Absolutely.
Nobody saw World 5 organically. Are you kidding me?
It's like you just warped through the game because it was about getting to the end. And now that seems fucking insane.
It does. Like, why we buy this?
Yeah, well,
We're
we spent all this
just
money on
skipping it.
this, and they spent years making it. But like our perception of like the value of the game was so different back then. So yeah, I was like, oh, you know what? That would be novel to do that, and I did it, and I beat it really fast, and that was cool actually. But yeah, it's all Wonder. I want to play more Wonder, even though I've 100%ed it, and I'm like, how do I make that make sense?
Learn the speedrunning route. Just do it.
I think I was thinking like one or two of these levels I might learn the speedrunning route.
I think my guy Thab, was doing the Nintendo 64 challenge. He took a break for that one because he got some horse racing game that he was already like 110 hours in with no sign of beating. So he was burnt out, but two, because he's been routing some kind of Mario Wonder speedrun. I think making a tutorial for it too. So hey, maybe when that comes out,
ooh,
watch it and
okay,
see if he just wanted
fantastic,
to.
perfect. Yes,
We'll see.
I would really like to do that with a couple of those levels. So yeah,
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, but
yeah,
like I said, I just have and I've even got like all the other flagpoles and coins and things. So literally, aside from getting a few more of the standees, all I have to do is beat that last level.
The
and I am
final
at
challenge.
100%.
Yes. Have you
Final.
played it at all?
I started it a little bit last night, and it was already like pretty late, and I was like, all right, I'm not doing this now.
It's
at 2 a.m.
there's multiple sections to it. There are some checkpoints, but you'll have to practice some of those things a little bit. The visibility section is the one the person was talking about earlier, and you'll want to do the spin jump because you could see the air under your feet. That helps you with that. That's the key to that one.
I'm excited. I think that those are a lot of fun. I liked Odysseys a lot. I liked 3D Worlds one quite a bit too. I like doing these final challenge levels. I think it's a fun tradition at this point in the Mario games.
Yep, I'm with you, and I like this one a lot. And there's most of it's pretty difficult, and then the part that I posted to Twitter of the speed tracks, that one's just straight up fun. It's not even challenging. Nice. It's just fun.
I love the speed tracks. I could use more of those.
Me too. Really like that.
All right, let's get out of here, Jeff.
All right, I'm gonna hit the button.
Yeah. Okay, we do have Game Club. No, what's that called? Light Club tomorrow. So, join us on Giant Bomb for that. 2:30 Eastern, right, Jeff?
2:30 p.m. Eastern. Yes, I might be a tiny bit late. I got a meeting at 2, but yes, around 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
For what's worth, Mike, I'll probably have the Game Club for RE2 up tomorrow as well.
Also,
there you go.
Discussion will be up soon. Did that poll end? Do we know what we're playing?
It will end tomorrow, and we will know that.
Okay.
What are the options?
Game. There's a few because it's like the redemption month.
Yeah, the loser bracket.
Yeah.
Revengeance.
Outer Wilds was one, like that Pumpkin Jack game. There's a
interesting.
Sexy Brutals or something.
Chat.
Oh, interesting.
Super chat. Chris Quentin says, Mike, enjoy your trip to a whole new world of Disney delight. I'm sure they're ready for you to be our guest. Just remember to Hakuna Matata, forget about your troubles like Dad. Just don't wind up under the sea. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
I won't be here Thursday or Tuesday.
We'll figure something out.
I'll be back. I miss you all. Love you.
I have to poop.
Look at all this poop.